Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with a little fun video and still, as I said in my last video, I'm still playing around with my new GoPro, so hopefully the resolution in this one will be better, but we'll see. And it's nighttime, so I'm just trying to help myself with my little ring light, which, you know, with this cardstock, it's always gonna just, yeah, whatever. So fuck it, whatever, let's just do it. So what I'm gonna be doing today is called, let me just check so I don't make something up myself. So this is called, it's like a little exercise, and it's called Tarot Whodunit. And I've seen this on a channel called Something Starts Ringing Tarot, and he did his own video on this, and I found it super exciting. I am a big fan of Whodunit. I really like, you know, the whole curiosity it kind of brings out in me. A little detective work. Okay, so this is basically a game where you play a whodunit, basically. Somebody gets murdered and you are to figure out the murderer. You interrogate your suspects, you figure out who the victim was, who the like what the murder weapon was and whatnot. So it's gonna be fun. And the exercise, I believe, is from a book called Tarot Playbook. And I think it's like available on Amazon or Book Depository or whatever. And it's by Linda Cowles. So I don't know if you can see, this is the book where the exercise is from, and I'm definitely planning on getting this book. Just because I freaking love this exercise so much, I want to see what else is in there. So let's get to it. I hope that I don't mess it up, but you know, whatever. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So what you do is, or what I did is, I separated my deck, and you know, these are all the court cards. So these are the swords, the cups, the pentacles, and the wands. And these are gonna be, you know, our suspects or whatever. Then in the bottom here, I have my major arcana here, with the exception of the death card, which is over here. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the haunted... Wait, what is this called? I think it's the haunted house. Is it a haunted house tarot? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know where I have the box. Let me check. Yeah, Tarot of Haunted House. Sorry. So this is what I'm using today because I found it to be appropriate. And then here I have my minor arcana, with the exception of the court cards, of course, and the exception of aces. Aces are in this little pile over here. So I'm gonna take a little sip of coffee and we can continue. So I have my little notes here because otherwise I would forget how this goes. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our minor arcana, or not minor arcana, our aces from the minor arcana, and we're gonna figure out the murder weapon. So, you know, just a little warning, like trigger warning, these cards can be a little bit triggering. For example, this one, you know, for obvious reasons. And of course, we're gonna be talking in terms of crime, in terms of murder and whatnot. So if you find this to be triggering, please click off. So we're gonna be figuring out the murder weapon. So the Ace of Swords is to indicate that our victim was murdered by stabbing. The pentacle is indicating that our victim was murdered by blunt force trauma. The Ace of Cups indicates, of course, poisoning. And the Ace of Wands indicates gunshot. And I'd say, I'm going to be a little bit creative. This video is probably going to be long because I'm going to enjoy it. But I would even say that maybe the Ace of Wands would indicate arson. Like, it could be a little bit more extra like that, but we'll see. But before we figure out the murder weapon, we need to figure out who the victim was. So, we're taking our Major Arcana pile, and I'm just gonna shuffle it a little bit. And we will see who our victim was. Let's see. Ooh, the Hanged Man. Okay. So this already kind of, gives some vibes right there. So, yeah, just by the fact that our victim is the Hanged Man, let me just be a little bit of a sleuth here and say that in this murder investigation, it's a little suspicious. It probably, they made it look like it's a suicide, while it wasn't. And we are figuring this out because, because this person is hanging. If they would actually have done it themselves, there would be some marks on the neck, and the way that the blood pools in the body and whatever shows us that this person has already passed before it was hung up. So let's see if we can find the murder weapon around the crime scene. Also, I feel like maybe this victim was provoking their murderer with their different point of view, and by having a different opinion in something, kind of feeling out the motive as well, just from this initial crime scene. Let's see, what was the murder weapon? Ooh, so the murder weapon was poison. Okay. So this is one of the murder weapons that can be tricky. We're gonna have to be doing some blood tests and be really careful what we test the blood for, because not all poisons show up, Just saying. Maybe I watch too much real crime shows, but this is how we roll. Okay. So now, because we've gotten the Ace of Cups and we know the person was murdered by poisoning, we know that this was not our Court of Swords, because they would be using, they would be slicing the victim. We know that it's not a Pentacles because there would be some blunt force trauma there. And, the wands are also not involved. So let's remove those guys and clear their names right away. And let's see our suspects. Alrighty. So we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. And they all look pretty angelic. They all look like they're super saint-like. So they're probably a person within the community that tries to come across as, either this artistic person, perhaps even a bit introverted, very emotional, perhaps also working within a job of a healer, of a doctor, of somebody who, whose reputation might have gotten, damaged by this person's, opposite views, and perhaps opposition in some professional manner, or maybe it was just love. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I'm getting excited. And also, let's just say that since I'm getting this vibe of perhaps this person was a doctor, they have easier access to medication, to drugs, to substances and whatnot. So this would make it quite easy for them. Alrighty. Let's move on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move this murder weapon up here and this death card up here so I can make space for my let's move our victim as well. And I'm sorry about the ring light, but yeah, this is how we roll today. So the next point to this exercise is interrogating our suspects. All right. So what I was thinking about is maybe taking this one step further and maybe, having some concrete questions to this interrogation instead of just pulling cards. So if you know anything about, whodunit and real investigations and whatever, they'll always ask where the person was at the time of, the murder, what they were doing, who they were with. They ask, a little bit about the person to see what their characteristics are like, what they're like as a person. You try to figure out what they're trying to portray themselves at and what they're trying to hide. So you can have that duality, what they're hiding, what they're showing. And of course, you're trying to figure out what the relationship of the suspect is to the victim. So, we could do that as well. But for today, let's just see first. Just a general little thing about our suspects. Let's see, perhaps, yeah. What should we start with? What their relationship was to the victim. Let's see. So I don't know if this is in the book or not because I don't have the book yet, but this is what I would ask, What was your relationship to the victim, huh? Let's see. The Page of Cups. What was your relationship? Not that great. We have the 5 of Cups. So I'm getting some weird romance. Perhaps they used to date, but they were dumped by this person and they never got over it, really. That's what I'm getting. Let's see the Knight. Ooh, damn. So in terms of relationship to our victim, our Knight kind of feels like they were restricted, like maybe they couldn't really approach this person as they'd like, or maybe even they had a fling where they weren't allowed to show it. They weren't allowed to, because of, I don't know, like societal status or whatever. Or maybe this person is already fucking married or whatever, because, our Knight of Cups is always this romantic wannabe knight in shining armor. So maybe, they got out of their line and were forced to keep it hidden. That's what I'm getting. So maybe even, I feel like maybe this person has really influenced these guys in an emotional way. So the Queen of Cups is kind of cool. She's great. I feel like maybe she's having she had a very successful relationship to the victim, very fruitful, very, you know, productive. Maybe they were co-workers. I feel like maybe she could even be a superior of this person and was very pleased with their work. So I feel like she's good for now. Let's see the King of Cups. Oh, the Five of Wands. So there's some competition going. There's some friction. There's some differences of opinions. So we'll see. We'll see. So for now, I feel like my main suspects just by this are the Knight of Cups, because I feel like they've been emotionally, like their emotions have been silenced because of this person trying to keep this thing hidden. I think that the Page of Cups was just like not getting over this person, so that's why there's this Five of Cups, like kind of, I don't know, I feel like she's like looking behind her and just not getting over whatever they had together, and that's why she's not able to fully grasp all the blessings that she has in her life right now. So whatever. For now, I think that the Knight of Cups is suspicious, and also the King of Cups, because of this friction, this conflict, perhaps some competition. Maybe they were both doctors. They're trying to succeed. Maybe he was trying to do some shady stuff and they wouldn't agree, you know, morally on things. And maybe our hangman was trying to expose them, and then our King of Cups, you know, just, you know, put some something into their drink or whatever. You know, we'll see. You know, hurt, you know, people who are hurt in relationships and love will do crazy things. So you never know. Maybe you know, or maybe even, we'll see. Let's keep going. So the next thing I'm gonna ask is, so this is what was their relationship to the victim, where they were or what they were doing at the time of the murder. Let's see. What were you guys doing at the time of the murder? Where were you guys? What were you doing at the time of the murder? Whoop. Okay. Let's see. Oh, damn. So the Page of Cups was in a battle of some sorts. I feel like with their own boundaries. Perhaps they were even battling a totally different sort of a battle, I feel like. Because I feel like this is totally disconnected from everything else. But let's see. Let's carry on. So, what they were doing at the time of the murder. I feel like our Knight of Cups is suspicious here. Like, he was sneaking around. Because here's like, I don't know if you can see this, but in the distance is like a castle where lights are on, and I get a feeling like, you know, there was a party going on, but our Knight of Cups was like being all sneaky and going around and like leaving the party early to maybe do some shady stuff. I don't know, it's suspicious. Damn, this is gonna be a difficult decision because our Queen of Cups was also sneaky with the Seven of Swords. So she was definitely doing some shady business as well. Maybe together with the Knight of Cups. Maybe there was two murderers. You never know. Okay. So now I feel like the King of Cups isn't that suspicious anymore. He has the Eight of Pentacles, and I feel like he was doing some self-care, some, you know, giving himself some TLC. Perhaps, you know, working on himself, focusing on himself, on the things that he wants to achieve. I feel like maybe he was angry about the squirrel with this person, but then he was just like deciding to be productive and to do something on himself, or maybe to do something about it. So, damn, I don't know. Should we pull another card? Maybe, I don't know, fuck. Huh. So now these two are suspicious, but still, like, I don't know. I feel like the queen maybe has, I mean, she definitely has something to hide. She has like a hidden side of her. Maybe she was secretly having a fling with this person as well. Maybe she was about to meet them somewhere, but this hangman never showed up because maybe the Knight of Cups got to them first. I don't know. I could just keep going. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that because, you know, we could be here for a long time. So what we do now is, I believe, we take our death card. So we need to guess the murderer. So my choice is the Knight. You can pause the video, choose your own, and we'll see what the cards have to say. So now, what we do is we take the death card, and I can't remember if I'm supposed to take this hangman out or not. We can take him out. I don't see the relevance of this anyways, but we take the death card, this is the important part, and put it back in the major arcana pile. So we mix this, and we will allow it to show us who the actual murderer was. So we'll see. Let's riffle shuffle it a little bit. Give it some shake. I think I've never riffle shuffled so little cards. Okay. So now what we do, we just keep like laying down cards and just see when the death card shows up. So we have the Fool, we have the Empress, the Emperor. This is kind of making me nervous. We have Temperance, Tower, Hierophant. Damn! So we have the Death card on our Queen of Cups. Damn, girl, she was deceiving me all the way through. Damn. So apparently our emotional Knight of Cups was just the obvious choice, and our Queen of Cups here was trying to put all the blame on this person. So, as she was, you know, as I said, I think that she was having a little fling with this person. And perhaps this person was gonna tell or wanted to, you know, disclose their relationship or whatever. Maybe this person wanted her to leave her husband and she refused or whatever. And it would look bad because she was, you know, she worked with this person, and perhaps she was, as I said, I feel like she was this person's superior, so it would just look bad for everybody. She would lose everything. So she figured out that this sneak was meeting up with our Knight of Cups, or maybe they weren't even meeting with them, but the Knight of Cups planned on confronting our hangman because they were obviously infatuated, and tried to keep themselves away, but they couldn't. So they decided to leave the party And, you know, they decided to leave the party to go, you know, find this person and talk to them. And perhaps she was, you know, the host, she noticed, and she took this opportunity, so she sneaked out. And, you know, she probably reached our hangman before our Knight of Cups did. And she, you know, pretended to be there to talk to them, or, you know, whatever, to figure things out. They had a little drink. She poured something in their drink, and as our victim here dropped dead, she, you know, arranged them in a position where it looked like it was a suicide. And she left the scene, and perhaps our Knight of Cups was even the person who have found the body, while our King of Cups was enjoying the party in this castle. You know, our Page of Cups was going through some shit of their own, obviously, with the Fool and the Tower. They were like ready, like they were having their own issues, but like keeping it to themselves, so not getting involved with all of this drama. But damn, this was an intense story. So yeah, this is interesting. I want to do more of this. So this is gonna be it for this deck. I mean, I might do more with this deck because this deck is perfect for this. So let me know if you want me to do more. Let me know what you think. How our Queen of Cups did this. How others were involved or weren't involved. Yeah. So if you want to see me do another one of these, or if you want to do a video response, please tag me in it. I love watching these, and yeah, I'm definitely going to try more. If you want me to record it, I will. And I can go more in depth, but as I said, we would be here for an hour. So yeah, happy sleuthing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.